It is difficult because I feel, especially as a woman in the industry, I have to tiptoe on not being overly confident. Like, I think women can all feel it. Don't be too much of this. Always veer on the side of just be quiet. Well, I've got a podcast. That's a little bit difficult, right? So I definitely have struggled with the person and who I've become is confident. And I want to embody this confident and determined, badass CEO running my life that any woman could do what I'm doing. How to like fix your skin and how to make your legs look bigger and is there a procedure? And it was like, I just can't believe how much I hated myself. But I truly don't believe I would be sitting here if I hadn't gone through that. And I hate when people say loud. Am I talking that loud? No. People are like, she's so loud. I'm like, am I loud? Or am I just speaking about something that maybe you don't want to hear because you don't like change? And we need change. Find yourself in your alone moments because you're all you have, truly. And so trying to get peer approval, sure, it may make the moment a little bit easier, but like these people don't actually matter.
I was like, I just don't value being understood anymore because it killed me. That desire I had, and I get that people, it's like, for years, I just wanted people to know I was a good person and that I had pure intentions and I was trying to serve the world. And I was like, you know what? No one's going to give me the benefit of the doubt. No one cares. And at the end of the day, I have to lose that desire to be to be understood, because most people are going to misunderstand me. And that's okay. It freed me.
Kind of in the pandemic, went down a spiral of like reading Reddit pages about myself and awful things about myself. And I was crushed. Like I said earlier, being bullied, I am a full people pleaser. I want everyone to like me. If I see that one comment, I'm like, and then it's going to affect my content the next week. And I'm going to have a Freudian slip and somehow talk about something that I saw in the comment. I'm trying to like, oh my God. It was about like a year or so ago, sat down, I think it was with my therapist, and I said, I am never going to open this app again. And if I do, I'm hurting, call her daddy. And it helped me take it out of myself of like, cause it was affecting my content. And I stopped looking at these people that I remember I always used to also be like, they're just hurting in their own life. And we can talk about why people are trolls on the internet for hours, but it's not my problem. I need to drown that out, whatever those people are going through, whatever they hate me. I know I'm a good person. I know what I'm trying to do. So I stopped reading that about a year ago, and my life, I feel like a different human being. I am taking notes from people that truly care. Because I feel like with social media, people now, everyone, millennial, Gen Z, everyone's like, we're all egotistical. And so sometimes you try to downplay what you're doing, but it's actually such a great concept that you're taking a complete different spin. You're like, let's actually embrace our successes and everything we're doing and embrace it and enjoy it rather than feel shamed and like want to be hush hush about it. Or on the other side, don't be jealous of someone if they're thriving and like, because you can learn from them. Like, I'm so excited to sit across from you today because I'm like, Jay Shetty, like, let's get into it because I'm geeking. Be more present. Like, I found myself the other month on my phone, on TikTok, scrolling. I'm by myself. There's a beautiful sunset at my new house and I'm scrolling on TikTok. And I, for a minute, had this moment of like, hold on. I'm watching a random girl in her bedroom doing whatever she's doing, and I don't know her, and I'm sitting on my couch, lovely woman, whoever she is, wasting my time watching someone that I don't know, and this is not changing my life. Go outside, Alex. Go watch the sunset. Go take my dog on a walk. Be present, because it gives me anxiety, I realize, when I don't feel good enough, I don't feel pretty enough, I don't feel like I'm fitting the body standard, and then I start to spiral. And it's like, why are we doing this to ourselves? If we know that it's not helping us, I'm just trying to be a little bit more in the moment with my thoughts of, okay, so step back. You can take it out of your hand and put it down. And I know it's quite literally, doctors are comparing it to an addiction. So That's also something that's helped me with my mental health recently, is like really putting boundaries on social media.
The best skill I learned from training to become a coach was to not project my intentions onto other people's actions. So what we often do is when we see someone who does the same thing as us, we assume they did it because of the same reason as us. So if you see someone lie to someone, if you're someone who would lie to someone because you don't want to upset someone's feelings, you're like, oh, they lied to them because they don't want to upset someone's feelings.
Yeah.
But if you're someone who didn't do something because you were jealous of something, when someone doesn't do that same thing, you're like, oh, that's because they're jealous of them. So we project our intentions onto other people's actions. I've given myself permission to accept that I am the same and different person all at the same time.
So beautiful.
Right? Like,
Yep.
and I've given myself that permission even when other people haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm constantly going through that, where I did used to be a monk. I'm not now. I'm married. I have a home. I have businesses. I have money. Like, so life has changed. But there are parts of being a monk that are still me. They're still there. I still think like a monk, and there's parts of my lifestyle that are still like a monk. There are parts that are not. And I think everyone has it through some way, whether it was your parents, whether it was your friends, whether it was your peers. There was someone who made you feel less than in your childhood, inadequate, incomplete. And now we're all in our creative endeavors seeking that completion through whatever role, character, whatever it may be. And I think people forget that half the time the most successful people who do the most incredible things did them because they had this huge gap and hole to fill, and the world needed to fill that hole and gap.
Absolutely.
Only then to realize that that doesn't work either.
Right.
To then have to go the other way.
It was a lot, but I will say it made me who I am today. I look back and I'm like, had I not gone through all of that, like I said earlier, I know who I am now. I didn't back then. I was trying to figure it out, but I know who I am now. And I know my morals and my values. And I know that a lot of that stems from the pain that I went through. And I am a very empathetic person. Maybe I don't show that a lot on my show, but I think it's all relative. I'm like, oh, if I could go back, would I redo it? No, maybe I would have wished I told my parents a little bit more. But still, I think it made me really turn inward, and that created a different level of strength and self-reliance that like I can't even put into words. So,
you know, I'll be honest with you that whether someone's rich or not, famous or not, if someone goes through a breakup hurts the same. Because none of the other stuff is medicine. Like, none of the other stuff is the cure. So whether you have fame and status and wealth or whether you don't, if you go through a breakup, if you lose a parent, if you lost your job, like, or you missed out on an opportunity, there is a similar amount of experience, human pain that you go through.